Welcome to another edition of the Social Proof Podcast. I'm here. My name is David.
And I am Donni. And if I'm being honest with you guys, I don't feel like doing a podcast today. But it's the work that I don't feel like doing that I keep showing up to do. Because if I didn't do the work and have the habits and investments and things that I've done, I would not be the 7-figure entrepreneur that I am today. Mm-hmm. You would not be the, I think, 8-figure entrepreneur that you are today. And so I think today we really need to speak directly to you. And I need to get in your face and tell you 10 reasons why you haven't made your first $1 million yet.
Oh, real quick. What is it about podcasting today that makes you not want to do it? Because I think it's important to identify the mindset behind why you don't want to do it. You're doing it anyway, but
I'm doing it.
What is it?
I just want to have fun. I really want to go home. I want to go get in my car. I was listening to music on my way into the studio. Mm-hmm. And when I pulled in, like I had to stop my music all prematurely. I don't feel like being like I'm going to have. We've been sitting here talking for an hour anyway. Yeah. I would really just like to be done now. I feel like I'm talked out. I want to get in my car. I want to jam to some music, and I want to go home, and I want to lay in my bed, if I'm being totally honest.
And unfortunately, after this, we have something else to do. It's
we got
take another 90 minutes.
Dang, I forgot about the other work. Yeah, I really just want to go home and get in my bed. I want to do the easy work from my phone.
Why? So here, let me ask you, is there any time that you don't feel like it and you just say, you know what, I'm just not going to do it?
I've done that before.
How often?
Yeah. I've done it enough times to not be proud.
I have, you know what? I've done it, but more recently. Not in that beginning grind stage, because some of the motivation was, man, I don't feel like doing it. I'm going to do it anyway, because this motivational speaker that I just listened to said, I have to do it when I don't feel like doing it. So that was like some of the motivation. So back then, I just went after it. Now I weigh my pros and cons of not doing what I'm going to. But also, I think this will probably be helpful for people is I have a routine now. You have a routine. Yep. This is a part of it. It's not like we wake up and say, oh, do I want to do it? It's like, we wake up, we get going, we start doing it, we set up the mics, we record, we just do stuff. And it's not as bad because we know when there's a window. Yeah. But in that early stages, it was just work. We go.
The hardest part for me is like the actual start. So now that we're doing the podcast, I'm going to get through this hour or however long we're talking, right? The hardest part for me is the start. The hardest part for me is when you open your eyes, now you have to make a decision on hitting snooze on the alarm or getting out of bed. And then when you get out of bed, it's like, okay, do I eat a big breakfast that's going to make me sluggish and put me back to sleep? Or do I just grab something quick and nutritious so I'm fueling my body to get to work? The hardest part is the decision to start the thing that you said that you were going to do. Oh my gosh, that is the absolute hardest part. But once you get started, and you start building up some momentum, it becomes easier and easier to do what you said you're going to do. But let me say this. One of the things that I have been blessed with in my career is my network of mentors, accountability partners, and friends that I constantly see everybody up-leveling around me. I am constantly being checked on, checked in with. And from the network that I've built, through mentorship communities and events and things like that, that it's really difficult for me to fail. And I believe because I've taken the fear of failure off the table, that I get up and do what I have to do because I believe in myself on a whole nother level.
Well, and you've already kicked it off.
That brings us to number 1.
10 reasons why you haven't made $1 million. Hey, if you're listening to this real quick, comment one of the reasons, before we even get started, one of the reasons that you know why you haven't made $1 million. You know it. So just comment real quick because I want to see if you do it now, by the end, if we cover the reason that you haven't made $1 million already, which means we know you. But that first one is fear of failure.
Fear of failure. Some people are so paralyzed by the thought of what if it doesn't work?
Yeah.
What if I invest all this time? What if I invest all this energy? What if I invest all this money? What if I get up and give it a try and I fail in front of people. Just and because of that fear of failure, even though you've already done something, you probably have already sold some products, you've already sold some services, but you get to a place where now the next level, doing it bigger, literally paralyzes you with fear to the point where you can't move. You're afraid of being judged by somebody else. You're afraid of what the connotation of taking a loss means, and you do nothing at all.
Here's the thing. I know some people will say that they fear failure, but I don't think people actually fear failure, because I guess it's the opposite of if you haven't succeeded, you failed, or I don't think you fail until you quit. But for this example, if you are looking to become successful, you technically are living the thing that you're afraid of, not being productive, not winning, not doing anything. Mm-hmm. So you're at a point right now, you're like, I want to be successful, but I don't want to go after it because I fear failing. But the failing is you being in the situation that you're in right now. Mm-hmm. If I go after something and it doesn't work out, then I'm at where I am right now. Mm-hmm. But you don't have nowhere to go but up. There's been so many people that tell me that why don't you want to succeed? Oh, I'm afraid of failing. And you are at the bottom right now.
Yeah.
I don't think it's a fear of failure. It's a fear of getting started.
That could be more so even playing it safe. So right now we're talking about why you haven't made $1 million, right? Yep. So the entrepreneurs that we're talking about, you're likely already in business. You're likely you've sold some products, you've sold some services, you've helped some people get results. So why haven't you made $1 million? Well, you're playing it safe because you feel like I've made six figures. I've made this $100,000. I am scared to invest this money into some coaching or mentorship, or I am scared to invest this money in the number of products that I would need to actually scale this business. So I'm just going to stay right here and play it safe.
Hey, listen, if you would classify yourself as being afraid of failure, just comment in the chat somewhere, I am no longer afraid of failing. That will take you to the next level. Here's number 2. Not fully believing in your own worth is the only reason some of you haven't made $1 million, because it's almost like everybody believes in you but you. Your family knows how lit you are. Your customers know how talented you are. They've been telling you this since you were in high school, middle school. You've been good at it. But for some reason, as you got grown, you slowly start to not believe in your own worth. I did a hot seat yesterday, Dottie, and this was one of the craziest things I've heard. This young lady making $350,000 a year in her business. She goes through a divorce that next year. Then she goes from $350,000 to like $100-something thousand to $50,000 to $20,000. But through this long conversation, we found out that divorce stole her soul. Took her confidence. She's the only person that doesn't believe in her. And what was crazy is she started to project her belief of herself on her customers that she never met's belief about her. Yep. So she's saying, yo, my customers don't trust me because I went through a period where like I was shipping out some stuff, but the shipping was late. She projected her disbelief in herself of not being valuable to her customers, saying that they don't believe in her when they've never actually said that, but she created the narrative for them. And that is a sick level of disbelief in yourself when not only you don't believe in you, but you already know that other people don't believe in you. And guess what? These people don't even know you.
They don't even know you, but you will train people how to think about you and how to have confidence in you. And when you don't believe in yourself, it becomes crystal clear. Your lack of belief shows up in your pricing, right? Whenever I see entrepreneurs who are offering $2,500 services for $350, you don't believe in yourself. Yeah. You don't believe that you're worth the money. You don't believe that you are good enough to attract that type of dollar amount. You don't believe that you can help somebody get a result at that price point. You're not believing enough in your own talent and skill set. And when you don't believe in yourself, it literally shows up in your pricing. It also shows up in the things that you offer. It shows up in your offers. Why are you playing it really safe with your offers when you know that you can go deeper in your offer and command more money? You know that you can actually open up your product line and have a longer customer journey so that you can scale your business to $1 million. It shows up in your confidence. It shows up in your confidence by the opportunities that you say yes to, the type of clients and customers that you will utilize. And it's also going to show up in your total business decisions, how you're navigating your business. When you don't believe in yourself, you tend to either not hire teams so you can scale, or you hire inferior teams so you can scale. You hire the type of team that's not ready to help you scale your business, but you're not believing in yourself as a leader. So you're bringing on a whole bunch of people that don't really have the talent and ability to help you scale, all because you lack confidence in your business, and it's affecting literally every business decision that you're making. You don't believe in yourself shows up in your inability to choose a mentor. You don't want mentorship because you don't believe in yourself, and you know that if you hire this mentor, they're going to see through you. They're going to see through you. You show up to this event and you don't get the result. Everybody who was in your line of networking, they're going to see through you. They're going to see that it's not the process that isn't working. They're going to see that it's you that's working. They're going to see that it's not your business that's lacking. They're going to see that it's the thought that you have in your head that's actually lacking.
Man, and if you are around other people who don't believe in themselves, you'll never get out of that thing. You made an interesting point, like hiring a coach. So shouts out to Veronica, man. She joined my inner circle, and we were having a conversation. She's like, we're gonna like write this book. And I said, when are you gonna write the book? She said, I'll have it done by October. This was maybe like May. And I just said, why don't you just do it by June? And she's like, well, I think I need this amount of time. I'm like, yo, you can do it by June. And she's like, you think so? Yeah, I think so. It wasn't coaching. It wasn't any 1, 2, 3 tips, tactics, or nothing like that. She got around a group of people that wouldn't let her push her dates back. I know you can accomplish this thing. She got it done by June, saving her July, August, September, October, 4 months of her life, and more importantly, 4 months of making sales. Simply because you got around somebody who saw something in you that you didn't see in yourself. So I think, Donni, you hit it perfectly. The way to get around that is you can't be the only person coaching you.
No.
People expect to get to the next level by coaching themselves. It doesn't work that way.
And your YouTube coaches aren't going to do it for you either. They can help you do a thing. They can help you get started. They can get you on the right trajectory. But the important thing is having access to real live mentors. That changed the game for both of us. That changed the game for me when I finally had success in network marketing. Like, there was a difference between signing up and observing and signing up and being coached. When I became a 7-figure business owner, there was a difference between watching all of the YouTube things and the things that I could Google and having someone say, this is the framework that you follow. There's really a big difference.
Let's go.
You know, the third reason that you haven't scaled your business to $1 million, like, guys, it doesn't take as much to make $1 million as you think it does.
That's a fact.
We're no longer operating in the 80s, the 60s, the 90s even. This is a whole new time period, and entrepreneurship looks very different. But the third reason that you have not made $1 million is because of you're comfortable. You are comfortable, and comfort is the thief of growth.
Say that one more time.
Comfort is the thief of growth.
Break it down.
Your stagnation, you saying, oh, I'm making enough because I'm able to pay my bills. You don't have a growth mindset. When you decide that you're making just enough money, you're doing just enough with your business, you have just enough team, then you're going to stay in a position of just enough. Your ability to find a way to be comfortable where you are, and you could be doing great. That's the thing. Some of you right now are comfortable because you're actually doing really well. You're actually doing really well. You're not suffering. You're not incapable of paying your bills. You're not running a business. You're an entrepreneur. You're the first graduate in your family. You're the first business owner in your family. You've been a business owner for the last 4, 5, 10 years. You're making 6 figures. You're doing okay. You're above average. But deep down inside, you really want 7 figures. Yeah. But because you are comfortable there, because you don't want to try new marketing strategies, you don't want to hire that coach or mentor because you've gotten this far on your own. So I'm going to stay right here, right? Because you don't want to network with other people, because you don't want to do the things to scale, you've chosen comfort, and it's stealing from you your growth. The reason that you haven't made $1 million is because you're comfortable at 100,000.
Goodness gracious. Yo, believe it or not, I thought to be successful, I had to at least been homeless for a certain period of time. Believe it or not, just being transparent. Because I saw all these people, everybody who was successful had this story of, yo, I was homeless and I was down to my last. And I was just regular poor. You know what I mean? Like, I could pay my bills. I didn't have a whole lot going on, but I could buy a pack of t-shirts. I was cool. But it's something about being down to your last. It's something about that hunger that propels you to become successful. So what I had to do, and $30-something, $40,000 to me was comfortable because it didn't take much from my lifestyle. Yeah. But I had to get around some other people that were at a higher level. And when they're in the club and they're buying drinks and I can't, oh my gosh, if I went to the club by myself, I'll go get a drink. I'm cool. But they like popping bottles like, yo, y'all want to get, it's the conversation, yo, y'all want to get a bottle? And I'm like, yo, let me use the restroom real quick. I don't want to be involved in this.
I got to work out early in the morning.
I got to work in the morning. I can't. But you get around that group of people long enough, that little 100,000, when people like, yo, we about to take a trip to this conference. It's tomorrow. Can you go? You want to get a flight? And you're like, ooh, my 100,000 won't allow me to do that. Yeah. That shakes you out of that comfort zone. It will shake you. I really thought I had to be homeless, bro. But there's something to that where you're aspiring to something. Y'all better get out of that, man. Comfort will rock you to sleep.
Absolutely. And so essentially you have to intentionally force discomfort into your life. You have to intentionally now go and put yourself in the environment where your $100,000 a year or your $250,000 a year won't allow you to live. Yeah. Go and see the $1.5 million mansion that you really want to live in, right? Go and get new friends and go to that restaurant, that 5-star restaurant with them when you're used to doing about 3.5 stars, right? Go and get in a room of other entrepreneurs who are operating. They're at a conference and they're operating at such a high level that you're scared to raise your hand. Like, my question feels so invalid because they're asking these high level questions and having these high level conversations. Get in a place where you're forcing yourself to be uncomfortable. And I promise you, the road starts to open up to your first $1 million.
This is such a good conversation, man. And I think the thing that keeps people, and I heard someone say, like, the thing that keeps you from $1 million is 500,000. But it was like 200-something thousand that kept me from $1 million. But it wasn't the fact that I was making 200,000. It was the fact that I was making 200,000 and none of my friends were even making 6 figures. So if I'm big dog, I'm good. They all looking at me. I'm the one giving advice like, hey man, you just keep moving forward, you know what I mean? You'll be straight. Yeah. But listen, y'all gotta get out of that comfort zone, man. Y'all need to go to a conference or something this year. Y'all need to get around some people, some high level entrepreneurs. Hey, do me a favor, if you're listening to this, comment, I will get outside. I will get outside. We got to get outside, y'all.
I see a comment from within the community that says, I feel so insecure when it comes to high level conversations. And first, I want to thank you for that transparency, right? Because it's hard to say things like that. Yeah. But you feel incredibly insecure around high level conversations because you hadn't been around enough of them. Get around enough high level conversations and you will be able to pick things up to the point where you can begin contributing to them.
which means you need to get outside.
You need to get outside. Get in the
Yo, everything is, first if you aren't comfortable being around people who do crack.
Okay, where is this going?
You're not comfortable around it. But if you go to if you move to LA and it becomes a thing at parties, you're like, oh, that's just that room. And believe it or not, you are closer to trying it because you're around it more often. That goes good or bad. If you are in a negative environment long enough, take this note, your environment will change you before you change it. Your environment will change you before you change it. If you get into when I became a full-time entrepreneur, at that moment, I didn't know a lot of full-time entrepreneurs. But after about 6 months, I kept finding myself talking to these full-time entrepreneurs. About a year into full-time entrepreneurship, I didn't really know a whole lot of people who had a job. Even today, I don't know a whole lot of like corporate climbers. Almost everybody on my phone is an entrepreneur in some aspect. When I wrote my book, I think I'm doing something special. But then I get around all these authors. I'm talking about in the process of writing my book. And that's what accelerated me getting it done, because I got around these authors when I was in school playing basketball. All my friends played basketball. Your environment will change you before you change it. Whatever you want to be, get around it. Number 4, letting setbacks define you.
Big one.
Is the reason you haven't made $1 million. You think your loss makes you a loser.
Ooh.
And that's not the case. You cannot let your setbacks define who you are. It is a part of the process. There's a lot of things you can do with $500. I mean, you can have a night out with your significant other. You could buy some really expensive shoes. Well, really nice shoes are about double $500. You could buy a course where you can learn something for $500. But I have something better for you to do with the $500. I want to meet with you every single morning for the rest of your life. Well, maybe not the rest of your life, but every morning, Monday through Friday, for the rest of the year. I have information and game that have allowed me to build a successful business, a successful community, and a successful life all the way around. But I want to share that with you. But the only way we can accomplish this is not me selling you a course, not me giving you a one-on-one consultation, because even with that, you'll get the information, but you'll need more. I want to meet with you every single morning. Now, would I meet with someone every morning for $500 for a year? And the answer is yes. Actually, we've been doing this thing since 2017. We have what's called the Morning Meetup. Every single month, we have a theme, whether it's social media, whether it's motivation, whether it's strategy, whatever it is, we have a theme for the month, and every morning in that month, we have a conversation around that topic. And I am giving a wealth of knowledge, not only myself, but a lot of friends, a lot of people that you see on this podcast, they join every single week. So you need a community of people that you can grow with, and you need a coach. I'm your coach. The Morning Meetup is your community. Go to themorningmeetup.com. It's $499, and I will meet you every single morning for an entire year. Give it a shot. Listen, back to our last point, some people think a win makes you a winner, and it doesn't. You could have got lucky. You could have been right place, right time. Pandemicpreneurs. You caught a win, you think you're a winner, which means you don't got to keep going. My point in this is you can't let the things that happen to you create who you are. They're just the things that happen to you. Yeah. Now, what does define who you are is what you do about the things that happen to you, good or bad. That's what defines who you are. What you do, how you respond. What makes Donni a winner is the fact that she's tired today and doesn't want to do this and does it anyway. That's defining her. Any setbacks that happen, that come across your journey, you get to make a decision. Whether this is something that is for you or something that's against you. Everything that is negative that happens in my life seemingly happened for a reason. And my mindset is, I'm glad it happened now before.
Yeah.
I'm glad it happened now before I got too far along.
Yeah.
I'm glad this tax situation happened before I made $100 million. Everything that happens It's just something that happens to a particular person, but the thing that happens doesn't make that so.
Yeah, and that setback has you in a chokehold because you are seeing it as an excuse instead of viewing it as a lesson, right? You have to learn how to leverage your setback as a lesson. I immediately figure out what could I have done better to avoid this particular setback. I remember, I don't know, it's been a year or two now, that I lost a significant amount of money, literally woke up one day to a loss of hundreds of thousands of dollars, right? And at one day, you guys, I woke up to a notification of having lost hundreds of thousands of dollars. And immediately I could have said, I'll never invest money again. I am never going to let go of this lump sum of money. But instead, I had to take accountability, number one, for the role that I played in the decision, right? What did I do? Then, number two, I have to use this as a lesson and identify what I can do differently the next time I invest. I'm not never going to invest again. I am just going to invest better the next time and the time after that and the time after that. So look at your setbacks as an opportunity to do it again, but do it better. All right.
I love that.
Number 6, the 6th reason that you have not made your first million. This is one that so many people struggle with.
We're on 5.
Oh, we're on 5. Yep. We're on 5. We're on 5. The 5th reason that you have not made your first million, you're ignoring your gut instinct. You're ignoring your gut instinct. You are ignoring. Listen, the truth of the matter is, deep down inside, like, we all have this thing called discernment. We all have what's called intuition, especially if you're a woman. It's an innate ability that you have to discern something on a spiritual level. Like, we literally as women get these feelings on the inside of us that tell us when something is right for us, when something is not right. But instead of paying attention to our gut instincts, we have an instinct and then we begin to overthink it. We pray to God to give us a sign for something. God gives us the sign and then we ask God, are you sure? Are you sure? Is that what you meant? Are you sure? Is that what you meant? Because you gave me you gave me the sign that I was looking for. It showed up as a gut instinct, and then I lay my head back down and I'm thinking to myself, God, are you sure? Is that what you meant? Let me see. Show me another sign. Do it again. Right? Make magic happen. Literally put it in my face. Ignoring your gut instincts will literally keep you from making the moves that you need to experience exponential growth. Let me tell you something. Those gut feelings that you get a lot of times are the next move that you need to make to be your biggest move. It's not based on strategy. It's not based on skill set. It's based on this deep intuition that you have of knowing the right move. You know what move your business needs to take. You know what you're really gifted at doing. You know if you just take more energy and put more effort in this particular area of your business, that's what it's going to take. But you're asking God to send you another sign. You need to meditate on it one more time. Let me journal on it. You need to think about it. Sometimes we have to pay attention to our gut and act fast.
Man, and I think some people's gut or discernment, or however you all look at it, is being shaped by other people's opinions. So it's almost like back to the thing we were talking about, being around these other people, they start to shape your gut instinct. If something inside of you is telling you to go forward and something else is telling you you need to just quit and do something else, depending on who you're around, that's the one you're going to feed.
For sure.
If you're around quitters, your gut instinct says, yo, you know what, you're right.
Yeah.
I need to quit. But you know, you've been given this vision, this idea, this concept. Trust yourself. Somebody put in the chat, I trust me.
I trust me.
I trust me. And a lot of y'all, and this is just a couple of y'all, we talking to y'all, you have everything it takes. You've been doing this thing for the last 5, 6, 7 years. You understand it, but you haven't been trusting you. You're only trusting people's opinions. and you need to trust you. I need you to believe that you are doing something that even your mentors will not understand. They're going to advise you the opposite way because they don't get it. But one day you're going to be their mentors. Listen, I done took so many conversations and so much advice from people that I respected. At the moment, they were up. At the moment, they were killing it. At the moment, I'm coming to them for advice. But there was some things inside, bruh, where I'm like, I hear what you're saying, but what you're saying is based on your 6-figure belief system. I'm going 10 million. I'm going 100 million. And maybe you just don't understand it right now. And I'm not saying don't be coachable, but I'm saying it was some things inside. I'm like, nah, listen, I normally rock with you. I normally agree with you, but not this one, because this is something, still small voice inside of me.
But even to that point, I want to push it and challenge this, because sometimes you have to also recognize that you're just a terrible decision maker. You on your own, you're just a terrible decision maker. And so now sometimes you need to seek counsel and accountability from someone else and say, hey, listen, I've been known to believe that my gut is telling me something when it was my overthinking that was telling me, not my gut. And I need you, Dave, to run these decisions off of. I need you for your feedback. Now, where your intuition has to take place is your intuition will tell you who the right people are to listen to. Your intuition will say, nope, this person doesn't have my best interest, right? If you're a poor decision maker, if you need that accountability, your intuition will tell you, this person doesn't have the growth mindset. This person doesn't have my best interest. This person doesn't have the experience. This person doesn't have the skill set currently today that can compete in today's environment and the way that we do things to lead me in the right direction. And your gut instinct has to say, well, this person does.
100%. Yo, this walks right into my new number 6. So we were talking about number 6 was being around the wrong people, but I think we touched on that a lot. The new number 6, reason why you haven't made $1 million is because you are not a student. You are not a student of your industry. You're not a student of the game. The reason I say what Donnie said ties into this is because I believe good advice comes from experience. So the more you are a student of the game, the more your gut feeling is more educated. Like, I think this is going to work because of all the things I'm seeing in the industry. So shouts out to my boy Rashad, man. I love me some Rashad. And we had this conversation on podcast. And I'm like, podcast is going to like explode. And he's like, it's in a downtrend. A lot of people started and stopped and things of that nature, right? But I am a student of this one particular industry. And I look at everything from a podcasting lens, and I'm very biased, but I can defend my point. So we're having a good conversation. He's more successful than I, first off, and he's more successful in the space that I'm talking about. However, there's some stuff that I know that I spent a whole lot of time looking at the history of how things went from radio to TV to the disc jockey being in control. Like, the disc jockeys had control. And then celebrity DJs in the club are a draw for the promoter, because you know this DJ who controls the crowd. I just started seeing people like really just listening to voices. For the last few years, I'm seeing more and more people that are, when I jump in an Uber, they're listening to voices, not music. And more, I'm asking my friends, hey, what you listening to right now? That question 15 years ago warrants a response about whatever album came out. If I ask you a question 15 years ago, what you listen to? You're like, oh, the Jay-Z joint, or Nas, or I'm listening to music. But you can't ask someone what music they're listening to, because a lot of people are going to say, well, I don't really listen to music, especially in the entrepreneurial space. This is telling me people are more interested in voices. My point is, I am studying in industry. And the reason you haven't made $1 million in your industry is because you are just shifty. You just shift and you do whatever's going on at the moment, but you aren't a student of the game. You need to study. Somebody put study in the chat. Study in the chat. You need to study. I am going to know more about my industry than the average person. If I put Donni in a room with 100 business coaches, she is going to be able to hold a conversation about business more than 98% of those people. I want you to be at least the top 10. I want you to be able to give information to it. Listen, Donni and I have both been in rooms with people who make significantly more money than us. And I've seen us take control of a conversation around entrepreneurship or content creation, and they're sitting there in awe. Because we are students of the game. We are students of the industry. And if I know you're working hard, but you need to sit your butt down for 45 minutes and study. Notice some stuff in your industry. Go on social media. Here's a hack. Go on to TikTok, type in the search, whatever your industry is. Hit the little top right-hand button with the filters. I want you to click on relevance or upload count or view count or something like that in the last 3 months. It will show you what's most popular on TikTok for your industry in the last 3 months that got the most likes and most engagement. And that will tell you what's popping in your industry. But you wouldn't know to do that because you aren't a student of your industry. And once you become a student, your gut instinct starts to change. My gut instinct as an entrepreneur 15 years ago and my gut feeling right now as an entrepreneur, it's two totally different feelings because one has more experience and one has studied the industry. So be a student.
So you said that you can put me in a room of 100 entrepreneurs, business coaches specifically, and I can probably talk business better than 98% of the people in that room. And it's really because I have done a lot of being a student, right? I have been a student for so many years and I continue to be a student, which is going to take me past the level that I am today.
Talk about it.
And bring me to and catapult me to the next level.
Come on.
And this is going to bring me to, I believe we're on number 7.
Yep.
This is going to bring me to number 7. If I can be real with you right now, I work with a lot of business owners. I work with a lot of entrepreneurs. And the reason that I'm talking to you right now, the reason that you have not made your first $1 million is because you're a hustler. You're operating like a hustler, not a CEO.
Stop cussing at people, Donni. Stop cussing people out. This is our audience, okay?
You a hustler. You don't have any business acumen. You don't know how to run a business. You just have a talent. You have a skill set. You know how to appeal to people. If I'm being honest, the reason you made 6 figures is because you know how to appeal to people. You know how to appeal to people. It's the hustle. Don't hustlers know how to appeal to people? Hey, what you looking for? I got it. What you need me to do? I can do it. What you need fixed? I need fixed. Oh, you trying to get your body right? I can work you out. Like, you're operating like a hustler. Oh, you have a problem? I have a solution. That's a hustler's mindset, right? You now have to become unstuck from hustler mode and move into CEO mode. It's time to take the hustler snapback off and put the CEO fitted on. You need to get fitted as a CEO. It's time to build your CEO muscles. And what does that look like? It means that you are showing up to learn how to run a business. You understand that you need to learn deep information about customer service. You need to learn deeper. You need to have a deeper understanding about systems. You need to actually be spending a week trying out systems, because the system that you might have right now that got you to your first $50,000 or your first 6 figures, that system may not be sufficient enough to take you to 7 figures. You need to actually learn not how to just bring on hire team. You need to learn how to onboard team. You need to learn how to set up processes and workflows and SOPs. As a CEO, you need to understand data. You need to understand what's moving the needle in your business, but you're a hustler. So you think that when you post something on social media and you get some sales, that's you being a CEO. It's not. You're still a hustler. You still just got the product. You still just on the corner slinging that dope. You put yourself out there. You let people know that you're here and you're getting a couple of sales, but you don't have any strategy. See, the dope boy who has run the dope boy who becomes the kingpin knows how many corners he needs to be at any day of the week. And not him, he knows how many corners his team needs to occupy, right? And then he understands his market. He knows who's trying to move up on his block. He understands who's trying to move up on his block. He knows who the heavy hitters are, and he knows who the ones are that they ain't really moving nothing. They not making anything shake, so we don't need to worry about them. He's constantly seeking out the best suppliers. He's not staying with the same supplier for 10 years. He's looking for who's ready to do business at a rate that will generate the best profit for him. He's running a business. There's a difference between the dope boy and the kingpin. And it's time for us to understand that there's a difference between hustling, having a skill set, and being a CEO and understanding how to run your business.
I don't got nothing else on that. You articulated that so perfectly, and I hope somebody is going to comment right now. I am a CEO. I was talking to one of my business partners yesterday, and when we first started working together, it was all about, we got to make some more money. We're going to be grinding. We're going to make X amount of dollars. And I was having a conversation with him yesterday, and he was talking about suppliers and labor costs. And he said, he said, we connected our labor costs to our sales so we can all see it in one app. And he's like talking about distribution networks. And I said, bro, look at you being a CEO.
I love it.
Being a CEO, hustlers they're just focused on that bottom line. How can I make some sales and make some money? But once you start talking about P&Ls and you start talking about profit and losses, and you start talking about your systems and how you
KPIs, metrics, data reports, operating systems, organizational charts. Once that's when business gets sexy and it goes to the next level. That's when you're no longer feeling inferior in rooms of people having high level conversations. Listen, we can teach you a thing or two about a thing or two. We might be able to teach you a thing or two about 10 things. Yeah. Right? Stay here.
Yo, number 8, and I think we talked about it, fear of success. So one of them was fear of failure. Some of them was a fear of success, but I believe just in your head, you're creating that narrative. And if you really interview people about their fear of failure or fear of success, we'll realize that they're afraid of something else, or they're just lazy, or it's something going on mentally that won't allow them. My number 8 is now one of the reasons that you have not made $1 million is because you are tethered to your struggle. I think in relationships, they call it trauma bonds, where you find some people that can relate, like some people that make you feel good about they got trauma, you got trauma, and y'all connect and y'all just work on y'all traumas together, and we just love it. But some of the things that happen to you, you are fighting so hard to keep those around. I had another hot seat yesterday, and what happened was every time I told her how to get out of her situation, she would fight me to get me to agree with how bad her situation is and say, I didn't understand. You are fighting for your handicaps. You want them so bad because if you get rid of them, nobody's going to feel sorry for you anymore. I don't know if it was a book I was reading, but it was a story of a lady who found herself bedridden. She was really, really sick. Her mother had to take care of her. And I think her mother was taking care of her for like 15 years. The lady just couldn't get out the bed, and her mother was taking care of her. Her mother gets older and her mother passes away. Well, the lady, after her mother passes away, says, wow, nobody's here to take care of me, and gets up out of the bed and starts to live her life. But it's not that she couldn't do it before, but it was the fact that she had someone that felt sorry for her and was willing to take care of her. But when you no longer have that, you get up and do something about it. You are around this environment of people who validate your excuses. You love your handicaps, and you will fight to keep them things because you say, well, that's just who I am. Yeah. No, that's not who you are. That's something that you're dealing with. You do not have to own your handicaps, and you don't have to be handicapped for the rest of your life in that particular area. Oh my gosh, I get like emotional when I start talking about this, because I remember fighting for me not wanting to push sales because I thought people were going to feel a certain way about me. And I look at other people who are really hard on the sales and they're like, yo, we got to run the bag up. I'm like, yo, you greedy. You greedy. You all about yourself. All you think about is money, 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 money. And I felt like I was doing something noble by not building a big business. When I realized the bigger my business is, my heart is still the same, meaning the more I have, the more I'm going to give. But I couldn't just live with the fact that, oh, I just don't like sales, or I don't want to do that anymore because I'm not good at it. I'm not living with my handicaps.
I love that. I remember that version of you.
Come on, talk about it.
I remember the version of you who just wanted to do everything for free because I have to do this in order to be a good business person.
For the people.
Right? For the people. And you didn't understand that it didn't have to be this or that. It could very much be this and that. Facts. You can be for the people and still be a profitable businessman. And a lot of people struggle with that.
And once you're more profitable, you can become more for the people.
You can become more for the people. Absolutely. I'm struggling with number 8 because what number are we on? Number 9. I'm struggling with number 9 because what I had originally noted, as you're talking, it's one, and I feel like I already kind of told people off, so I want to take it easy, but this is one that I see happening so much. Y'all don't feel offended, but I'm not really trying to curse you out. I really am just trying to help you get to your first $1 million in 2025. I need you to know my heart here. But the 9th reason that you've not made your first $1 million, with all due respect, you're competing from people that you should be getting help from.
Respectfully. Respectfully. Talk about it, Donni.
With all due respect. You competing with people that you should be collaborating with. Sometimes the collective unit, the person that you see as your competition, if you're over here doing 500 and they're over here doing 500 and you guys both bring something different to the table, but y'all are too busy worried about outdoing each other, looking better on social media, you'll never hit the goal. Maybe sometimes we need to link up and say, you know what? I've been competing with you, but I see where you fall short, I'm strong. And where I fall short, you're strong. What if we collab? What if we do what David and Donni did the first year they made $1 million?
Talk about it.
What if we collab on something? What if we partner up and say, let's do this together? Could we maybe hit that 7 figures in a collapsed time frame? Could we get there? But you're so focused on being called the best by your social media friends. You got to outdo this other company that's showing up on social media. They're coming along and riding along your territory. They're getting too close to what you have going on. You should be going to them for collaboration. You should be going to them for mentorship. You should be going to them and saying, hey, can we be accountability partners? I know we're in a similar industry, but really we have 2 different audiences. Your network is my network, is not my network. Can you help me? Can you help me? Can I learn from you? But the ego outweighs your ability to be humble enough to say, I see you doing a thing at a level that I want to do it at. Can I learn from you? Can we collaborate? Can we do it together? Can we partner?
Yeah. Y'all made a post on Facebook. This is October 15th. And the post says, one of your friends has the money to invest. One of your friends is good at marketing. One of your friends is good at branding. And one of your friends are good at sales. This is a business dream team. Do you have the perfect circle in your contacts? And I wanted to say, can you tag the 4 people that, like, it would be a dream team? You know, this person's good at marketing. This person got some bread. This person's amazing at branding. This person has a good personality. Can you tag the people? But I knew that there will be most people that couldn't tag somebody, even though they know all these people, because their ego says, it's all about me. I'm better at this than this person. I'm better than that. I can't tag people because I'm so in competition, secretly hating on these people of their talents. Why can't we just be Captain Planet? Yeah, that would be amazing. While I was making a post, I'm thinking, oh, I could call Donni, I could call Neo, I could call. Yeah. If we came together, put this business together, oh my gosh, we kill it. Or am I too far gone on the hate of, man, EYL, they got a podcast too, I can't rock with them. No, I'll big them up every chance I get. Even though we both have a podcast talking about business. Am I supposed to like hate on Donni because she also has a membership community? And no, we have the same podcast and we promote both of them. I promote hers, she promote mine.
And we both do well. However, if we came together on a big idea, we could do even better. And let me tell you, your competition isn't just keeping you from growing to this big level because you're so focused competing with them. Sometimes you are competing with people that you should be learning from, but instead you are so bitter that you're spending so much of your time studying every move your competition is making, talking about them every chance you get, your phone conversations, your group text, you're taking screenshots of what they're doing and you're sending it in a group chat like, girl, look at how they did this. I could have done that better. You're so focused on what you could be doing better than them that you are literally only thinking about a very small percentage of the market, because the truth is you and your competitor probably occupy less than 1% of your entire market. And you're so focused on this one person, this one company, this 1% that you can't even see the 99% of other people and the way that they're doing business to learn strategies that you can apply to your own thing to naturally grow past the same competition that you're so focused on that's actually keeping you stuck.
Oh my gosh. Number 10, not prioritizing self-development. And I think the big word in that is self, not prioritizing you. And you may be the person that's always doing stuff for everybody else. And this season is coming up where it's obviously about other people. And you're going to drive yourself crazy trying to buy gifts for people that won't even think about the gift come January. You need to prioritize self. Specifically, you haven't made $1 million because you haven't prioritized personal development. Maybe you do some personal development. Maybe you read a book. Maybe you join a program, but you're not prioritizing it. Becoming the best version of yourself, which leads us to this one point of Donni and I were thinking. First off, somebody tell us happy birthday. My birthday's December. Donnie's birthday's December. Somebody tell us happy birthday. We're going to wait for them comments to go. I need a happy birthday, Donni.
We need 20 happy birthdays before we move any further. We need 20 happy birthdays before we move any further. Can we get an early happy birthday?
Yeah, man. It's coming. Here's what's so crazy. Donni and I were thinking, yo, what are we going to do for our birthday? And we're trying to think. These are big years for us. Big years. We've been friends for a long time, never fell out about nothing. Like just we make money together. We done cried on each other's shoulders, been through tough times with each other, and we're like, yo, we gotta do something for our birthday. And we're thinking about like what would bring us the most joy, and we start going through the travel list.
Bali.
Yeah.
Give me Greece. Grease me.
Yeah, grease me.
Italy me, please. I could take a little Italiano.
What we doing? We got a couple of hours. We can go somewhere.
We can go somewhere. And we could do dinner. I mean, things that honestly we do, but it's usually focused on how we bring our friends together. Like we do dinner every single year. Yeah. We typically do some kind of a trip every single year, and we cancel out each other's efforts because we'll take a trip for Dave's birthday and then turn around and take a trip for my birthday. I think last year we were finally smart and maybe combined a trip. I don't know. But it's like, it's always about fun. Yeah. And we find great pleasure in helping and serving other people.
Oh my gosh. This conversation, I don't know what it is about this episode, but this conversation feels so good, especially watching people say, yo, you are talking directly to me. And we was like, what brings us the most joy? And we figured it out, that what brings us the most joy is helping other people. And what will bring us the most joy is helping to create millionaires. But the way people typically do it is, yo, we're going to drop a course. We're going to drop $1,000 course, And some people are going to buy it because, one, you trust us to help you in this $1 million journey. And we could really run the bag up. But what we said was, what would happen if we got all of our communities together for one day?
One whole day.
One whole day. And all we did was focus on laying the foundation and building a $1 million business in 2025. This birthday that we are celebrating this year, we actually won't receive the harvest until next year because we're thinking, what if we did something in December for our birthday, poured into people, taught them the system and the formula, brought thousands of people together to build a $1 million 2025? And then when 2025 comes by next year, look at the testimonials and stories people will give us next year for our birthday.
So when you spoke that, it literally sent a chill through me because I'm thinking about, first of all, we've never had a party for our birthday. We've never done any type of big thing for our birthday. It's usually just very small. And as you're talking, I'm thinking about, wow, this is literally a rebirth.
Yeah.
This is like a rebirth, and we want to help birth some 7-figure entrepreneurs. We want to help birth in 2025 some entrepreneurs who actually make their first $1 million. And here's what's interesting about this.
Talk about it.
You mentioned that we won't reap the reward of what we do until next year, right? When a baby is born, you have this baby with all this potential. Well, we don't really see that baby take its first steps until 9 to 12 months later. And so now we are about to birth $1 million business owners in a way that, with frameworks that will allow you to start stepping into your 7-figure self in 9 months, in 10 months, 11 months, in 12 months. We want to, by the end of 2025, see 7-figure entrepreneurs walking into their 7-figure offices, into their 7-figure businesses with their 7-figure services and their 7-figure products. We're about to birth a whole lot of 7-figure earners,
100%.
A whole lot of millionaires.
And look, this isn't, I know what you're thinking, like, oh, they about to do like a little virtual, no. We want to see you. Who would celebrate our birthday with us by allowing us to celebrate your new you in 2025? December 13th, we are putting on a conference, and this is not no high level $2,500. What we said was, and I'm telling you, you got to like really feel our heart on this one. Donnie and I said, if we can just get the expenses covered, we'll be able to teach these people for free. So the tickets are like $100 because we're imagining if we get X amount of people at $100, probably going to cost us about $100,000 to put on. 1,000 people, if that's $100, everything's covered. We ain't make no money. Y'all had to invest $100, but for a whole day's workshop, you all will come and celebrate our birthday by allowing us to teach you. And we literally put this together in the last 30 days.
Yes.
This is big. This is like risky. It takes 6 months, a year to plan an event like this. But we said, the 13th, we are going to train. And on the 12th, we'll have a birthday celebration.
Yeah. I forgot that part. I forgot that these tickets were just, I host a workshop with entrepreneurs every couple of months, and it's $2,500 to attend this workshop.
Facts.
I literally forgot that we were doing this for $100. You can literally get a ticket to your first $1 million for $100. Okay, let's not hold them up anymore. If you are watching this if you're watching this right now in our community live, comment the word million, and you are going to get the link directly in your DMs to the My First Million Conference. My First Million Conference, December 13th in Atlanta, Georgia. Just drop the word million and you're getting the link to purchase your ticket for $100. If you are watching on YouTube, if you're watching this anywhere else, you want to go to My First Million Live. my FIRST Million Live. The link will also be posted wherever you see it. It's in our bios. It's in the YouTube description. It's everywhere. You will see this on every platform. My First Million Live. Come to our social media, comment the word million on literally any post. We need to see y'all in the building. Now, let me say this. The tickets are only $100 to start. Yep. There are different levels of experience that you can participate in. You can register at whatever level you want, but be in the room for $100, okay? For sure. The night before, we're having our very first birthday party, you guys. We're doing a joint birthday party. Now you got to level up for this birthday party.
You got to level up. And all of our, I don't know if y'all ever seen like the Social Proof alumni that Donnie and I did, where we're bringing our high level friends to come celebrate. Mm-hmm. You all are going to, now we don't have a lot of tickets for that, obviously, but if you want to come the night before and celebrate, there's a ticket level there. But y'all, listen, this is, you talk about an experience. Mm-hmm. We are going heavy on experience. And if you believe that the 2025 is going to be your first $1 million year. And check this out. This is not high level information for the people that we talk to that are going from 5 million to 10 million. This ain't the stuff we going over your head. We are taking into consideration that this will be your first $1 million. Some of you guys are stuck at 200,000. Some of you are stuck at 400,000. Some of you are stuck at 700,000. Some of you are just getting started. Mm-hmm. We are keeping in mind this audience of people. This ain't a whole lot of light show. This ain't, we put 30 people on a flyer with various information. We are taking you down a path, a curriculum of sorts, on focusing on how to make this $1 million, first $1 million, through a product or a service.
Yep.
Product or service. If you have a product, comment product. If you have a service, comment service. I want to see like how many people got products, how many people got service, how many people got both. But this is a curriculum. Meet us in Atlanta, December 13th. Come celebrate with us. Hey, look, and some of you are thinking, listen, I'm not even an entrepreneur, but they done so much for me. If you want to give us a birthday gift, the best birthday gift is to get a ticket and be in the building. Can you imagine, Donnie, the people that we see that we service on the podcast that we never get to see in person?
Yeah.
That would be the best birthday gift, to see how many people we're actually affecting. And you walk through the airport and people's like, yo, Donnie, you from the podcast. You get to see these isolated situations, but we are going to be there. This ain't no bougie behind the scenes, behind the curtain, only come out to speak. We want to see you.
Yeah.
Hug your neck.
It will be, this is one of those conferences that you want to make sure you have your laptops present. Yeah. It's interactive. You're going to be doing some things on site. We're excited, you guys. Like, behind the scenes, we work with a very small number of people, both me and you, both David and I. We work with a very small number of business owners every single year. And I'd say maybe 90% or more of the business owners that I work with have generated 7 figures as a result of working with me. And many of them have also generated at this point 8 figures, right? Mm-hmm. And we offer this. I can only see so many clients. So this is like a really big gift for me as much as it will be for you. It's a really big gift for David as much as it will be for you. Like, literally, to be able to create an environment where we can put several people in a room and say, let's get to work and make sure that you have everything you need to make your first $1 million in 2025. Like, let's stop thinking small. Yeah. Let's stop procrastinating. Let's stop having fear. Don't let anybody talk you out of your dream. Tune out the noise and be in the room with people that you've watched do this over and over and over and over and over and over again. You don't need any more evidence. You keep seeing us do it. Yeah, we've been showing up.
For sure. Be clear. This is not a pitch fest either. It's not like speaker after speaker and they try to sell you something. We are looking for testimonials. If you're not, first off, if you're not serious about making your first $1 million, don't come. Okay, I want to put that out there, because we are very intentional by curating a room of hungry entrepreneurs that have everything that it takes. You have the mindset, you have the vision, you have the dream. You've been working on this thing, you just haven't been able to get there. We need you in the room. This is not a pitch fest where everybody pitching you a certain product. We are looking to train you and teach you so that you can be one of the one of the marks on our board to say, yup, that person became a millionaire. Yup, that person became a millionaire. We are building a tree of millionaires. This is legacy stuff, y'all. Your $100 isn't going to change our life. It doesn't affect our lifestyle. That's why we made it low barrier entry, but you have to invest something or you wouldn't really pay attention. But comment million right now if you're on Instagram, or click the link in this YouTube description, myfirstmillionlive.com. If you're serious, this is going to be a time to remember.
A time will be had. And for those of you who are on the website right now trying to lock in your tickets, this is limited capacity, right? We've opened it up to as many people as we can. This is limited capacity. But also for those of you who want to come that Thursday night before to actually be in the building for our birthday party, make sure you get your ticket that gives you access to the birthday party, because I believe we'll only be able to have about 200 people in that room, and a large percentage of people that we're inviting are our successful friends. So if you want to be in the room partying with us, just know that at least half of those tickets are already gone. So get your ticket. All right?
For sure. Oh my gosh, man. We need to recap these points, man.
Let's recap.
All right. People saying I got my ticket already.
Execution. Let's go. Let's summarize it real quick. 10 reasons why you haven't made your first million. The first one, number 1, fear of failure. Number 2, not fully believing in your own worth. Number 3, you've been stuck in that comfort zone for way too long. Number 4, letting setbacks define you. Number 5, ignoring those gut instincts. Number 6, you're not a student. You are not a student. Number 7, you operate as a hustler, not a CEO. Number 8, you are tethered to your struggle. Number 9, you're competing with people that you really should be learning from or getting help from. And number 10, not prioritizing self-development and personal growth.
Let's go.
Let's go.
Let's go.
Let's go.
I can't wait. December.
myfirstmillionlive.com.
Yeah. Comment below real quick. My first million. I need you to see it. I need you to type it and see it. My first million. Because some of you said it. Like, I'll make my first million. But when you see it, like my first million, I want y'all to get a journal right now and say, I will make $1 million in 2025. I will make $1 million in 2025. I will make $1 million in 2025.
I will make $1 million in 2025.
I will make $1 million in 2025.
I will make $1 million in 2025.
I need you to say it like 30 times. Because you know what happens, Donnie? When we say it, they're like, I'll make $1 million in 2025.
I think I'll make $1 million in 2025. I need you to look yourself in the mirror right now. Even pull out your cell phone. This is one of my game changers when I am manifesting certain things. I like to pull out my phone and I like to put it on video and turn it on myself and say, girl, I'm making $1 million in 2025. I am making $1 million in 2025. Donni Wiggins is making $1 million from her own idea in 2025. Donni Wiggins is positioning herself right now to make $1 million in 2025. You know what I'm gonna do in 2025? Make $1 million. I made $1 million in 2025. I am so happy and grateful that I have everything that it takes to make $1 million in 2025. I will make $1 million in 2025. $1 million in 2025 is already done. I'm making $1 million in 2025. My business will make $1 million in 2025. I will make $1 million easily in 2025. My ideas will help me make $1 million in 2025. I don't know if that was 30 times, but you need to manifest yourself. You need to write it down. You need to claim it, and you need to be there. myfirstmillionlive.com.
Go to your ex's page and tell them, I'm gonna make $1 million in 20. I will make $1 million in 2025. You got to say it a bunch of times, because the first time it's kind of docile, but once you say it and you start getting that energy flowing, because the biggest reason you won't is if you don't believe it, and the more you say it, the more you'll believe it. You ever met somebody that lies so much? They really believe they lie. You ever met somebody like that? Like you done lied so much, you done said it so often, you start to believe it and you forget the story of how it actually happened. I had to start lying to myself until I started to believe it. If you say it often enough, you will start to believe it. But it's going to first start with you saying it. And here's what's crazy, Donnie, and my heart breaks, because there's some people, they can't even get it out. They can't even speak it. It's some sort of limiting belief inside their gut that says, I can't even say it out loud.
Can't even imagine that I do it. And you know what? There are some people who are going to be sidetracked by haters. Your haters are going to tell you that you can't do it. Your haters are going to tell you that you're not good enough. Let me tell you how to respond to those haters. Every time somebody hates on you, I just want you to say a milli.
A milli.
A milli. In fact, I want you to wake up every single day, every single time you get in your car. If you don't listen to any music, I just need you to listen to a milli, a million there, a million there. Fresh young millionaire.
Come on, Donni.
Coconut derriere. Like, I need you to just at least take that snippet right there. I don't care what kind of music is normally your style. I need you every single day. Every single a milli. Hater, come over here. You can't do some a milli. Hater over there telling you a milli. Your mama told you can't. A milli. Your spouse telling you can't. A milli. Your boss working your nerves. A milli. Things not looking. A milli. Feeling a little sick. A milli. You might be depressed, but a milli. Let's go.
Listen, y'all, share this out with 10 people. This is the episode you need to share with somebody, all right? Share it out. Man, we'll see y'all next week, but more importantly, we'll see y'all December 13th.
Let's
go. Bye. You just watched this whole episode. If you like this episode, watch this one right here. Click right here. You're going to like this one if you like the one you just watched. Check it out.